Hi guys, Jashan here from Inside Sparkle and welcome back to another Sabbath School Takeaway. Today's Sabbath School lesson is called Talent Turns Toxic. The power text for this, or Sabbath School lesson, is taken from Ecclesiastes 4:9 and 10. It says, "Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up." The PowerPoint was we accomplish more by working with rather than against one another. This story is about Absolom and King David. Absolom had killed one of David's sons and ran away for a little bit. Absolom decided that it was time to come home and he would return to Jerusalem. He tried to get King David's attention, but nothing was working. Finally, he decided that he would go to Joab, one of David's close friends and advisors, to ask David to allow him to speak to him or to allow him in his presence. Joab didn't answer. I mean, why would you trust that type of man? Like, Absolom, you just killed someone's son, ran off, no word, Absolom decided that he was tired of being rejected. He put Joab's land and crops on fire. Joab rushed to his field and asked Absolom, "Why did you do this?" Absolom answered, "You weren't answering any of my messages." Absolom then said, "Can you ask my father, King David, if I can go back to the palace?" Joab, I bet, was pretty skeptical of this idea. He still listened and asked David about this. David agreed. Even though David had thought that Absolom had changed, there was some greed in Absalom's heart. Absolom pleaded with David and showed a lot of respect and sugarcoated all he had done and the reasons why he had did it, and David thought everything was cool, but deep down everything was not cool. Absalom then gathered some men to rebel against David. I mean, you just killed his son, ran away, then you ask for forgiveness, and then you try to rebel against him? This is craziness. I surely would not have tried that type of stunt, but Absalom did. He rebelled against David. He told people that he should be king and that he was better than King David and that King David would not be able to solve their problems or judge properly or fairly. And after a while, more and more and more hate grew in Absalom's heart. Absalom then decided that it was time to take over Jerusalem from King David. This was bad news for King David. King David had to run away with some of his men so that he would be safe. This story is very similar to something that happened way before David's time. Could you guess what it is? It was the rebellion against God. Oh my goodness. Every time I think about it, why would anybody rebel against God? I really don't know. Satan did. He had the guts to do that. Anywho, he lost. Now, Absolom eventually lost too, but there's some things that you really need to learn from this. We need to be content with what we have. We're not always going to get it our way all the time, but we always have to be content or else some other things can come up. Another thing we can take away from this is that we shouldn't feed on our anger. The Bible even warns you against going with your heart or being led by your heart, because your heart is the door to deceptions of this world. You need to guard it. And that's why it's great to put on the armor of God. It's great to get your sword of faith so that whenever temptations come by, you can always fight it. And it's always great to have your belt of truth so that you're not only speaking truth to others, but you're speaking truth to yourself. You also need to be kind to one another, not to tear people down. Tearing people down is tearing God down. God created us in His image, and you can never forget that. If you're tearing someone down or someone's tearing you down, it's best to go for guidance. Ask God to help you with your problem that you have, and He'll help you. Don't ever take things into your own hands. As you can see, it didn't work out well for either Absolom or Satan. Thank you for watching my Sabbath School Takeaway video. Subscribe, share, and like.